So if we already know how to clean flat irons, this time we should also learn how to clean and store ironing board. Okay, so the first step is to remove the ironing board cover and pad, this part. Okay, the one that has foam. And then we have to wipe the entire ironing board down with a damp cloth or punasan. And then we have to make sure to dry the board thoroughly to prevent rust. Okay, so next step, we can replace the ironing board's cover by stretching it evenly. Okay, so we have to make sure that it doesn't form any wrinkles, because if there are any wrinkles or may gusot, it could leave marks on the clothes while you're ironing. Okay, so that's how easy it is to maintain an ironing board. And for step 4, we can fold down the ironing board and store it in a place where it will be safe from bumping and falling. So some other people actually have a really nice container or storage for their ironing board. That's what you can see here in the picture. It has their it has its own cabinet. Okay, they can store it inside the cabinet after it's folded. Another example here as well. There's like a big cabinet. Okay, as well as for this one, inside the lavatory, they have a cabinet for ironing board. Okay, which is really nice and really organized to look at. Okay, so aside from that, speaking of washing machine or clothing, okay, now we're at the tools, equipment, and paraphernalia for cleaning, laundering, and ironing. Okay, so part of that tool is washing machine, or part of those group of tools, equipment, and paraphernalia are is actually washing machine. Okay, so for number 1, we have to wipe the top, front, and sides of the washing machine with spray cleaner and paper towels. Okay, so aside from that, for number 2, wipe the underside of the lid with spray cleaner and a couple of paper towels. Okay, very easy. And then, when cleaning the basin or container of the washer, we have to fill it with hot water, 2 cups of lemon or lime juice to prevent rust, okay, from happening. And then we can put 2 cups of vinegar for odor problems. Okay, so for the second time, fill the washer with hot water on the largest load setting. So we also have to put 2 cups of bleach to the water to help in removing stains, and run a wash and rinse cycle. Okay, so class, when cleaning washing machine, we have to make sure that there's no clothes inside, or there are no clothing or anything inside the washing machine. Okay, anything but your cleaning tools or cleaning agents like lemon or lime or vinegar. Okay, so let's also fill the washer with plain water and run some more cycle to rinse away any residue. Alright, so we can also clean the bleach dispenser. This is actually the small cabinet where you put the detergents. Okay, we can clean we call it bleach dispenser. So we can clean the bleach dispenser by soaking it in a bucket of warm water. Alright, and we can wipe any remaining dirt with the use of spray cleaner and paper towels. And let's dry the dispenser, okay, by wiping it using paper towels or dry cloth. Okay, so again, wipe away any remaining dirt with the use of spray cleaner and paper towels, and when the washer has completely dry, place its lid back and mop the floor, especially the portion where the washer stands. So again, let's also clean the surrounding of the equipment. Okay? Alright. So let's proceed in cleaning and storing sterilizer. So we have to use 1 cup of white vinegar and water. Okay, so first step, we have to remove the racks of the sterilizer and wipe the interior with a clean damp sponge. Okay, so for number 2, put 1 cup of white vinegar into the sterilizer. So what you can see in the picture. Okay, this is the mixture of the water and the vinegar. Alright, so for step 3, we have to turn on the sterilizer and allow it to run through its cycle. When the cycle is done, unplug the sterilizer and allow it to cool down. Then pour any remaining liquid down the sink, okay? And then wash the interior well with cool water and use a clean sponge to remove any buildup that came loose as a result of the cleaning process. Okay, so for step 5, plug again the sterilizer and add a regular amount of water you use for normal sterilization. So for step 5, actually, you have to just put regular water. Don't put any other mixture or don't put vinegar, just water, okay? So for step 6, unplug the sterilizer. Let it cool down and then pour any remaining liquid down the sink. Rinse the sterilizer one last time with cool water and a sponge. So for step 7, when the sterilizer has cooled down completely, place it in a kitchen cabinet. Okay, so that's how easy it is. So for next type of tool or apparatus, okay, we should learn how to clean and store BP apparatus or what we call sphygmomanometer. Okay, so for first step, you may clean the anode gauge, valve, and inflation bulb. So by wiping with slightly damp cloth or alcohol pad. This is actually an alcohol pad. This is a square object or a little piece of cloth. It has alcohol on it. Okay. So for number 2, when cleaning integrated one-piece cuff, you may safely clean the cuffs with a damp cloth or by putting 70% alcohol on the damp cloth. So for cleaning the cuff of our sphygmomanometer or BP apparatus, okay, this is the cup, okay? So we have to take off the inflation bulb and valve from the cuff. So we have to remove this and this part. And we have to make sure to close up the end of the tubing with the tube plug accessory. Okay, so what is a tube plug accessory? Okay, it is this one. It closes the port, or we have to close the port with a cup fork. We have to use this one. So this is how it will look like without the bulb and the valve. Okay. Alright, so when laundering the cup, when using a washing machine, we have to use the gentle cycle option. warm water and mild detergent. And then we have to completely air dry the cuff and reassemble the components. And then we have to keep the unit in its protective case after cleaning and using it all the time, okay? If the apparatus or the equipment is not in use, you have to make sure that we keep them in the protective case. So aside from that, if we already know how to clean the BP apparatus aneroid, we should also learn how to clean and store a stethoscope. So for first step, you may disinfect your stethoscope using a 70% isopropyl alcohol solution. Okay? And then for step 2, we have to wipe down starting from the earpiece. Okay, again, this is the earpiece. We have to wipe it down from there, down to the bell or diaphragm. Okay, so aside from that, we have to store it in its protective case after cleaning it or using it. Okay, that's how easy it is to clean and store a stethoscope. So for next one, how do we clean and store a thermometer? Okay, so for first step, we can clean the tip of the thermometer by using isopropyl alcohol and water. Okay, so you may also use an alcohol pad. So this alcohol pad has 70% isopropyl alcohol. Okay, and then for step 2, you may wipe away any lubricant from the digital thermometer with a tissue or a paper towel. Alright, so especially if you are using thermometer for rectum, okay, we have to clean it actually. As, or any type of thermometer has to be cleaned to maintain its proper um, to maintain its cleanliness. Okay, so for step 3, we have to store the unit in some protective case when you don't use it. So this type of thermometer or digital thermometer, the only thing that is being protected is the tip or the lower part. But in some other cases, just like the case that I've shown you earlier, there are types of protective case where it covers the whole apparatus or the whole thermometer. Okay, so let's go to tools that we use in preparing food. Okay, so how do we clean and store an electric knife? So first, we have to turn off and unplug the electric knife. Okay, and then we have to detach the cord from the knife. And if the cord is not detachable, you must be careful so that the cord does not get wet. So wash the blade with water and detergent or dishwashing soap. And then rinse the blade well and wipe it with a clean cloth. Okay? And then wipe the exterior with a damp cloth followed by a dry one. And then, for step 4, place the knife inside its box and store in a kitchen cabinet. So, let's get ready for the activity or for this week's activity. So, I will send you videos, 2 different videos, and then I want you to define or answer the following on a piece of paper. Okay, so you have to take a picture of that paper again, and then don't forget to write your name and section or grade and section. Okay, so right after you watch the